This happened to me 5 years ago when I was studying abroad in Italy. Also, this is posted on mobile, so I apologize for any odd formatting. The school year had ended, so my friend and I, both women, decided to travel to the Italian seaside. We went to a really cool little city called Paestum. Creepy experience aside, a beautiful place to visit, and I recommend going there if you ever have a chance. After visiting the Greek ruins that stand there, we made our way to the beach to get some sun and relaxation. When we arrived, we passed by a group of 4 men. When we walked by them, they all stopped talking and stared at us as we went by. That was the last interaction we had with them, but it put us on edge. To get some space from them, we walked to a fair distance until we found a nice private area. Aside from the group of men, my friend and I were the only 2 people on the beach. After tanning for not too long, maybe 15 minutes, I noticed a man walk down the shore in front of us, not from the group from before. He glanced up at us and kept walking. I didn't think anything of it until he turned back, walked past us again, and continued this for a while until he sat down about 10 feet in front of us, facing the beach. He could have sat anywhere else on the empty beach, but of course he decided to sit in front of us. My friend and I were both creeped out at this point, but hadn't been to the beach in months and decided to ignore him and hope that he goes away. Unfortunately, we were too hopeful. Eventually, he came up to us and started to speak to us in Italian. We pretended we couldn't understand him, so he continued in broken English. I told him to leave us alone, that we were not interested in talking to him, and he started to walk away. But before leaving, he took a photo of our butts on his phone. We had been lying on our stomachs in bikinis. I jumped up and told him to delete it immediately, but he just hurried away, and I didn't feel like chasing after the creep. I felt violated, but relieved he had left. After that, we were in a bad mood, and decided to just give up on the beach. We walked back to the small town and went to the bar to have a drink. Once again, we were the only people, with the exception of the female bartender. Sitting on the patio, we finally started to relax when a crappy red sedan pulls up in front of the patio and sits there with the engine running. My friend and I looked at each other, dread setting in. After a few minutes, the car pulls away and we hope it was just a random person. 5 minutes later, the car returns. This time, the window rolls down and the same man from the beach starts to shout something at us. My temper flared up and I shouted something stupid. All he did was laugh and then sped away. Not long after that, he returned and stared at us with the creepiest smile on his face. I got up and got the bartender. When he saw this, he drove away and didn't return. My friend and I wanted to just go back to our hotel at this point. The bartender asked us if we wanted her to walk us to the train station, a 30-minute walk through wheat fields over dirt roads. We declined, thinking that he had been scared off and that we were okay to walk back. But we were wrong. After walking down the quiet dirt road, we hear a car pull up behind us. We looked back, and lo and behold, it was the red sedan. Not knowing what to do, we keep our eyes down as he followed us and just kept walking. Fortunately for us, a tourist bus drove down the road. In the sedan's attempt to avoid the bus, he accidentally sideswiped it, then zoomed off to avoid dealing with that situation. We were so happy to finally be rid of him. We walked another 10 minutes down the road when we start to approach a fork where we were going to turn left. On the fork to the right, there was a few trees and a shaded area underneath. As we got closer, we saw the red car parked under the trees, facing our direction. My stomach dropped to my knees, and he had been waiting for us, and now maybe blamed us for the accident. We didn't have anywhere to hide, and there was nothing to protect ourselves with, and there was no reception to call for help. I remember the awful feeling when he pulled out of his spider hole and started to drive down the road towards us. All of a sudden, another car came down the road from the opposite fork. Terrified, with no other options, we ran in front of the car and started waving our arms for it to slow down. The driver stopped, and in our poor Italian, we asked him for help and a ride to the train station. The driver was the owner of a local hostel and gave us a ride back to the train station in the opposite direction he had been heading in. I don't even know what higher power exists, if there even is one, but we were saved that day from something that could have been very bad. Creepy Italian dude. Let's not meet again. Hey guys, Nobody here. Bear with me because this story wasn't written down, and it happened to me and my friends a couple years ago. For the sake of the story, my neighbor and best friend shall be known as Jack, and his friend will be known as Brent. Now, Brent was having a bad night. Something was happening with his family. I don't know what. But Jack wanted to cheer him up. Everybody thought that Brent was in my barn, and so Jack went to go check on him with his girlfriend. Now, when Jack got out there, he started to approach the barn from the side. And as he got closer to the door, a deep voice said, "Stop." Now, this scared Jack a little bit, but he figured it was just Brent playing a prank on him. So, he called out, "Hey Brent, I'm just trying to help you, man. I'm trying to cheer you up. Are you okay?" "No, don't get any closer," the voice said back. So, Jack got a little bit scared, or more scared. He went to go walk towards the barn door when he noticed something. The door to his house opened up, and lo and behold, there was Brent. So, thinking that his eyes were just playing tricks on him, Jack got a little closer to the doors. The deep voice called back, "If you take one step closer, I'll kill you." Well, this was enough to send Jack running back to the house. Now I bet you're wondering where I was. I was out delivering my best friend and also my girlfriend to their respected homes. I was the only one in my friend group that could really drive at that time, so it took a little bit. When I got back to my house, Jack's mom was waiting for me and called out to me. She told me the situation, so I went up to my room and grabbed my favorite knife to protect my homestead. When I went out there, everybody had flashlights and was looking around trying to find this dude. We didn't find anyone, however, but to the creepy guy from my barn, let's not meet. We live in the country, and we're not exactly unarmed, if you know what I mean. And that is a warning to you. Hey guys, sorry about my upload schedule. It's been a little weird. I've been sick, and also I'm battling with a little bit of depression. Don't worry though, I'm all good now. So expect a couple videos this weekend. If you liked it, leave a comment below, tell me how I did. If you want to share a scary story, let me know. Follow my Twitter in the description, and also check out my Reddit, also in the description. If you like art videos, check out my girlfriend's channel. I'll leave a link in the description as well. Thanks again, and remember, nobody's there.